Mom said, "You're the most useless child we have." Everyone stared. I stood up and said, "Then stop calling me when you need money." Her face fell, and everyone stopped breathing. I'm Linda, 32, the invisible middle child. My older brother Michael is the golden boy doctor. My younger sister Karen is the precious princess lawyer. I'm stuck in the middle, desperately trying to earn a fraction of their attention. Growing up, I worked twice as hard for half the recognition. Michael got praised for B's while I needed straight A's just to get acknowledgement. When Karen threw tantrums, it was cute. When I raised my voice, I was disrespectful. When I chose marketing as my college major, my mother's face fell. Marketing isn't a real career, Linda. That's just playing with pretty pictures. Why can't you be more like Michael and choose something that actually helps people? But what my family didn't know was that I'd been their secret financial lifeline. For 2 years, I'd been sending Mom $1,500 monthly for car payments when Dad's business struggled. When Dad needed surgery, I covered $3,000 in medical costs. When Michael's student loans defaulted, I paid $4,000, my house down payment savings. When Karen needed $2,000 for bar exam fees after blowing her trust fund on Europe, guess who covered it? Every time, Mom made me promise not to tell anyone. It would embarrass them, she said. Meanwhile, at every family gathering, she'd dismiss my career and compare me unfavorably to my siblings' real accomplishments. This past Christmas, I finally had amazing news to share. David had proposed in October. The ring was perfect. And more importantly, he saw me in a way my family never had. I'd also just been promoted to senior marketing coordinator with a significant raise. For the first time in my adult life, I felt genuinely proud of what I'd accomplished. Christmas dinner started normally. I announced my engagement, showing my beautiful ring to polite congratulations and forced smiles. When Karen asked what David did and I said he was a high school English teacher, my mother repeated, "A teacher?" Like I'd said, "Unemployed vagrant." Then came the moment that changed everything. "You know, Linda," my mother said, looking directly at me, "I've been thinking about this engagement of yours, and I have to be honest. I'm worried about David. I mean, what kind of man proposes to you?" The table went silent. "What do you mean?" I asked, though I was afraid I already knew. "Well, let's be realistic here. You're 32. You work in a job that barely pays the bills. You live in that tiny apartment, and you've never really accomplished anything significant. You're the most useless child we have. I just hope David realizes what he's signing up for before it's too late." The silence was deafening. Everyone stared at me, waiting to see how I'd react. For the first time in my life, instead of shrinking back, I felt 32 years of suppressed frustration finally finding its voice. I stood up slowly and looked my mother directly in the eyes. "Then stop calling me when you need money." Her face fell as I pulled out my phone and opened my banking app. "I'm talking about the $1,500 I've been sending you every month for 2 years to cover your car payments because Dad's business was struggling. I'm talking about the $3,000 I gave you for Dad's surgery when insurance wouldn't cover the costs. I'm talking about the $2,000 I sent for Karen's bar exam fees because she'd spent her trust fund on Europe." I started reading actual transactions. September 15th, 2022, $1,500 to Patricia Walsh for car payment. October 3rd, $1,500 to Patricia Walsh for car payment. November 7th, $2,000 to Robert Walsh for medical expenses. My father was staring at my mother with an expression I'd never seen before. "Patricia, is this true? Remember when Michael's student loans went into default?" I continued. "Who paid those off?" "It was me. $4,000 that I'd been saving for a house down payment. Mom made me promise not to tell anyone because it would embarrass you." My Aunt Susan was staring with her mouth open. My grandmother was nodding as pieces of the puzzle clicked into place. "You want to know what kind of man proposes to someone like me?" I said, my voice growing stronger. "The kind who sees that I've been single-handedly keeping this family financially afloat while working my supposedly meaningless job. The kind who recognizes that maybe I've been sacrificing my own dreams to take care of everyone else while being treated like I'm worthless." I gathered my purse and coat. "Well, congratulations. You're about to find out exactly how useless I really am. Because as of today, the Bank of Linda is permanently closed." 6 months later, David and I married, surrounded by people who genuinely respected us.